man, I don't know where to start. I guess start with what's been going on. I am the crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair, and my identity has been stolen and altered, and this has been going back a number of years. I have actually found, finally, it's crazy because it's only when I disconnect or change things or go back to previous accounts and start pulling the information out of those that I actually locate what's going on. There's actually two YouTube channels that are almost identical, and one of them I am administrator on, the other one I'm a manager. The manager one I cannot change anything on, the administrator one I can. I didn't understand what was going on because videos were being sent up, and it would take sometimes 24 hours or so before they would actually post. And when I would try to pull them up, they'd be one thing, and I found out later that other people were pulling up an altered video as what on it. So, I kept giving everybody. I said, "Hey, check this out, check this out, check this out." Now I don't know what the hell they've been actually seeing because I do know that I've done nothing but try to be a good guy, you know, um, having respect for other people and making sure that I'll do no harm and only good for anybody that I meet on a daily basis regularly. I do not lie about who I am. I tell everybody right off the bat, I used to cuss like a sailor and drink like a fish, and I don't drink anymore, and that's the honest to God truth. I've also was a hardcore drug user, and I have stopped using drugs hardcore. I have periodically, from time to time, um, had, have used drugs since then, but I have made an honest effort not to put those in my body anymore. And the times that I had fallen or failed, I don't want to call it a failure, but I had to slip, I've identified them immediately and pulled that out of my life. Like everything else, anything else today that I've found in my life that's caused me pain or did not work or was causing injury to me or anybody else. As soon as it's identified, I try to remove it and remove it as rapidly as possible in order for me to be a more godlike person. Um, I This has been very difficult, and the thing about it is I have decided now that knowing, but all the times before that this has occurred, I have always been kind of involved in something nefarious, so when things were happening like this, I didn't know what I could do, because I didn't want to get in trouble myself, because I always felt like I was involved in it. Well, I'm not, and so I'm very happy about that. I I've been calling around to all my companies that I'm doing business with, and one of them I told them, I said, look, I said, I know my money's in the bank right now. Get your payment right now, because if you don't, you may not get it, because the reporting to me on my accounts is delayed sometimes up to a week or so, which doesn't make sense. And so when it looks like I have money, I don't have money. Uh, and It's the same thing has happened on some of my social media accounts. I'll put a post up and it won't go up for 2 or 3 days. And so I'm not looking at what's actually being posted 2 or 3 days later. So I don't know what went up 2 or 3 days later. So I understand now why I'm being looked at like, you're not just a crazy one-legged old man, you're sick. And I was like, I couldn't understand why people were treating me like that. And now I understand, and I'm not good with it, but I understand it, and I'm comfortable with who I am because I know, what I'm doing, and I know how I'm living, and I know where my heart is, and I think by being that way, and a whole lot of prayer, I can kind of get myself straightened out, and I'm happy with that. I'm so happy with that. I know what I'm capable of. I know the things that I'm trying to do for other people, the handicapped and the disabled. I know they're going to be there for them to help them because I've got some really good stuff and some really good ideas, and I'm not going to let evil contaminate it. I I don't know. I was blessed with a very engineering mind, at an early age that I learned, how things worked and and how to do things. And my mom and my dad taught me those things. And a lot of it has to do with paying attention to what's going on, um, not being so involved in the chatter that's occurring, but more involved in what you're actually doing. And it's kind of like being present for the present because that is the present. And so I'm not going to keep y'all very long on this because I'm going to go check my other channel uh, and see what's going on with that. But it's just like my phone. All right, um, I was locked out of it, just like I was out of all my other accounts. All right, and I still haven't really gotten into my phone. Um, this is I had to set up a new ID to get to use it and to actually be able to locate my contacts from a previous account. Um, and so I pulled that up, so I do have a few contacts now. And in the process, I was able to find 7 other tele iPhone Pro Max 13, 11s that were set up on accounts of mine in 7 different locations, which is kind of scary. Um, and like I said, and then find out that my security system was duplicated as well. The videos when I pull them up and I run through them will on my display will show up with an address code that will change at any given time, and the resolution on the cameras will change with the address code. Its font and the way it looks is completely different from the one that's running. It's amazing. Um, the security has been looped, and people will, when you have to really go back and search through it to pull it out, because if you don't, it'll go right past the event. All right, but if you go through it and back it up and go through it again and back it up and go through it again, you start seeing the people that will walk through themselves, or they'll just all of a sudden disappear from one shot and over and over and over, and you go to another one. And I couldn't understand it, and then it dawned on me, well, that's the reason why they keep going down the hall and disappearing, and then coming down the hall again and disappearing, and coming down the hall again and disappearing, is that whole real footage has been removed, and that's what's left, is the loop that is, you know, it's just not completely perfect. Before, when I had Wi-Fi security cameras, they could actually just turn the system off, you know, and make it not record when things were going on. This one, it still records it. And in order to make it look like nobody has been in my house and nothing has occurred, they couldn't steal the hard drive, because if they stole that, that's evidence that somebody's been in. So and they're trying to make it look like I'm completely crazy. All right, and it probably still do. There's probably still nothing I can do, but I'm putting this out there to y'all just to say, for what if. Maybe somebody will believe me. Maybe somebody will understand, and maybe I can get to the right person that can kind of be there. You know, maybe some other people are going through the same thing, but they don't understand, and they feel like maybe they're just going crazy. I'm here to tell you that you may not be just going crazy. It's probably the same thing occurring. You know, the amount of infrastructure involved in this means that I am not the only victim. It means there's a whole lot of other victims out there, all right, that we are being isolated, all right, as the victim, all right, because if they isolate us, all right, they have power over us, all right. If we can unite, all right, we can come together somehow, some way, all right, we can fight this. It's an army of nomads, all right. I want to call them gypsies. Um, they have a complete power structure. There are they run from anywhere from big businessmen all the way down to homeless people, and they cart around in cars and buses, and they post them up on the streets in different areas for watching and reporting. Um, the business comes in, and they fund the whole thing. They're moving narcotics. They're taking people's homes. They're taking their accounts, their monies. Um, when they come in your house, you may find something that's been just, you know, start finding stuff been moved around. You'll find your groceries disappearing. You'll find your groceries reappearing. Um, they borrow that stuff. Uh, Sometimes I think they put different things in your food, um, and what have you. I find sometimes it'll look like my ice cream is completely melted inside the container and then put back in the freezer, and I'm like, I've never pulled this out of the refrigerator freezer. And how does it do that? Well, you know, that's just one of the things that they do. Um, you know, it's my medicine sometimes I felt like was being changed around, because my pain medicine would work one day and the next day it wouldn't, and I didn't understand it. Um, so I started actually looking at the pills themselves. I started finding different medications around here, even on the floor of my house, that were not mine. Um, some diabetic medications, all right, which cause you not to want to eat. I didn't understand it. Why I couldn't eat sometimes. Why I felt bloated sometimes. Well, my food was being dosed with some of this new fancy diabetic medications, all right, that do that. Um, Today I've actually got I think, I don't know, I think I've got things kind of locked down. All right, and I'm still steadily working on making it even secure to be, safe. Um, yeah, but like I said, I'm isolated, just like the other ones, the other people in the same position as me. You're being isolated, so we have to figure out a way to get around the infrastructure that is set up to keep us from communicating directly with each other. All right, the elderly and the handicapped. All right, these people are coming in, and they're telling anybody we say anything about, hey, he's a little crazy. Bear with him. We're trying to help him out. Don't get. He's very excitable. You know, so and he's liable to get aggressive and mean with him with you. So don't allow that. You make sure you tell him to be calm, and just keep telling him, be calm. It's all right. Uh, Isolate him from the other people going on, so he can't, because he'll want to argue about what's going on, what's being done, because he's making all this stuff up. Um, I'm not, and I know you're not either. So, and just by putting this out there, I'm gonna be come at, pretty aggressively. All right, but these this stuff it's a national, maybe even global problem. I'm sure. Well, I'm sure it is. Um, but they've learned how to communicate, and they can work around, especially today in today's day and age, with the ease of communication. The chat rooms, message boards, um, any number of ways that they can just punch off some information to each other. Look out, you got 5 minutes, all right, and to get out of the area. And then when you're approaching, it's amazing how the traffic will just congest in front of you at just the right time to keep you from getting around and get where you're supposed to go, because they're not ready for you to be there yet. Um, it's it all occurs with impeccable timing, and when you understand that, you still can't get somebody else to understand it. Then nobody's going to believe it, all right, because most people don't even notice it's happening. 99% of the people they're doing this to do not even know that it's happening. They don't know that their account, because everything will go along so smoothly for so long of a time. And then when the situation occurs, it will occur uh, so aggressively that you can't actually find out what's going on, because there's just so much at one time going on. Every single thing will go wrong all at once, all right? And you'll work your way around it, kind of get it situated and going on the right way again, and you will for a little while, and everything will be just hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden, and if you notice what's going on too, it will be, that will, about the time it starts to go south, is about the time that people with impeccable timing will just appear in your life. And that's when it's going to happen. So I don't know how, I don't know what we can do, but I do know I'm still working with IOU Global, trying to establish that, and it's a group effort, and it's a worldwide thing I want to try to do, is if we can just all kind of pay back for our past, aggressions, through being nice today, through taking care of stuff for people today, to not take advantage of people today. to pass a smile on today, to be there for our brothers and sisters today. So for 24 hours, let's just all be nice to someone else. Let's be nice to ourselves, all right? And if it didn't make you feel better, do something different tomorrow. So, Pat Robinson, I'm the crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair here, and we all just need to say a prayer, you know. Hope you have a great day. See ya.